Okay, hi everybody. It's Delusion Dispeller, and I have so much to share with you tonight. It's time to get back to this. What is the this? The this is what put me on YouTube to begin with before all of the crazy Chris Watts and the drama and all malarkey that has ensued since then. And for me, the this that I'm getting back to is talking about narcissistic personality disorder. What it looks like, how it operates, how it operated with a person in my life back in the mid 2000s, basically, and how it continues to operate in my life in some capacity with other people. So let's talk about it. Hi, 13 people that just came in here. Letting you know up front, I don't know if I posted the rules or not on this chat. So y'all know the rules, and if you have need of being reminded, I'll be happy to do that. But I'm going to just go down the list of what narcissism is and what's involved in it and stuff like that, so that we can talk about it and discuss it and get to know it a little better. Maybe there's somebody in your life that's a narcissist that this might help you to know. Oh, that's okay, Hill. Thanks. All right. So first of all, which I didn't know about this part. The question, is narcissism inherited? I was always taught that narcissism was a learned behavior based on abuse, neglect, or being the golden child in the family. Now, even though some of that is true, and it is something that is a learned behavior by being neglected or praised too much or whatever, apparently it's also inherited. It's actually genetic. I did not know this. I just found this out today doing the research for what I'm sharing here today. I was just going to do an upload, but I thought, it'd be kind of nice to have some input from people that are going through this now or have gone through it in the past and whatever. So it does have a genetic component to it. And in the people that they've tested, there generally was a parent, either the mother or the father, or as I say, the narcissistic egg donor, sperm donor, who were narcissistic, or else there wasn't usually a potential for the child to become that way, which totally makes sense to me and my family because my ex-husband is the narcissist, and one of my daughters is very narcissistic in how she treats people, treats me, etc. So it stands to reason that, yeah, there's some kind of genetics involved here. Either the mother or the father, sometimes both. I also didn't realize, because I always thought that, well, narcissists usually don't like other narcissists. And whereas that may be true in some cases, apparently two narcissists can get along. They generally have their own selfish ways about them. So they don't really pay attention to the fact that the other person's getting more attention or whatever, because they figure, they're going to get the attention somewhere anyway, I guess, is what they're saying from what I've read in the research. So that was kind of interesting to me, too. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm so glad I'm not doing StreamYard. All right. Okay. Hi, nothing, Grano. I don't know why you come in and ask me what's going on, because usually when someone says what's going on, it insinuates that something bad is happening to me. So, and I'm just saying, for me personally, if you come in and you just want to say, hey, how are you doing? Say what's up instead of what's going on. Because to me, something going on is not a good thing. Just saying. All right. Maybe not to other people, but to me, that's how I perceive that. So I'm letting you know. All right. So let's talk about some of the stages and the things that happen in a narcissistic relationship. Love bombing. This also happens in cults. What is love bombing? Basically, people that are manipulative will hook in other people in several different ways. No, I know you didn't, Brano. I'm just telling you how I perceive things. I'm not saying you were bad or that you meant anything bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, with everything that's been going on lately online, if you're going to ask me how I am, a better way to say it is, hey, what's up? Not what's going on. It's just me. Humor it, it's just me. I'm weird like that. All right. So people that are manipulative will often find something in common with you. Like if they're sitting and they're talking to you, say you go out to lunch with them or whatever, and you start talking about, say you're a swim coach or something, and you say how you love swimming and you've been working out for this swim meet and whatever, all of a sudden the narcissist is all interested in it too. Oh, me too. I was in this swim meet like 5 years ago and I won first place, and they'll make up anything they can to get that in with you and connect to you and attach to you. They'll lie about it too, even if they had no interest or whatever towards swimming. All of a sudden, they are just like diehard fans. They will also publicly like lightly touch your shoulder or get real close to you. Use a lot of affection. They'll give you a lot of gifts. What happens in a love bombing situation is the oxytocin, that hormone, that feel-good hormone, starts flowing, and you find yourself very, very enthralled with this person. They have dreamy eyes, or, oh my gosh, they just swept me off my feet, and they were everything I was ever looking for in a man or a woman or whatever. If you find yourself falling hard and falling fast, that is a good time to realize that's a red flag. Do not go there. Do not go there. All right. And the thing about love bombers, it does not take very long before the love bomb stage is over with. Once they have you where they want you for a while, and they're manipulating you into doing what they want and feeling like they have this connection and that you're not going anywhere fast, that's when the devaluation starts and they yank the rug out from under you. It's as soon as they feel like they've got you, like, oh, this person's enthralled by me. They're so in, adoration and amazement of me. That's when they will start doing stuff that reveals, underneath the mask of what's really going on there. And that's when you're going to see stuff that just make you go, oh my gosh, I never saw that in them before. Yes, it is addictive. Oxytocin, dopamine are both very addictive hormones. And it's human nature to seek pleasure rather than pain. So a narcissist knows not to start out showing what's under the mask. They start out with the good stuff, the interesting things, the sense of humor, all the things that are going to attract you and draw you to them. All right. They'll often say stuff like, oh, me too. Oh my gosh, I like that too. Oh, that's so funny. I saw that movie. They'll connect to you like really quickly, a lot of them. Not much toxic. Okay. So they'll say stuff to you like, I just sense that you really get me. Nobody ever cared about me like you do. Nobody ever said it that way. Nobody ever put it that way. You're amazing. You're so intelligent. I can't believe anybody ever doubted you. I can't believe you don't have more friends than you have. You're so amazing and awesome and inspiring. And yeah, over syrupy compliments and flattery, again, another red flag. Very big time red flag. Somebody that's being drippy and gushy and mushy and trying to act like you are their BFF forever when you just met. Don't worry about it, toxic. Somebody can tell you if you need to know a specific rule. No cussing, no harassment. Basically the two main rules. And no perversion either. All right. My husband, sorry, not sorry. If he sees you breaking a rule, I'm sure he'll let you know. All right. Triangulation. This is something we don't talk about a lot online, at least not from what I've seen, unless it's a specific, like, what do you call it? Oh, narcissist room or narcissistic exposer room or something like that, or person. Triangulation means the person turns one person against the other person by controlling the communication between them. This happens a lot online. It happened a lot to me back in Pale Talk days, which, if you don't know what Pale Talk is, it's similar to YouTube live streams, except they're actual chat rooms, which this is kind of a chat room too. But there's a little bit more control over the chat room on Pale Talk. You could red dot people so their text couldn't show up. So similar to hiding people on here, except it really didn't hide them. It just made them so that they couldn't type. So it was a little bit different. It gave you a little bit more jurisdiction over your room. Thank you, Nine Angels. If you act like you are, I won't know. You're right. I won't know if you're under influence. Okay. So it's kind of a manipulation, triangulation to start trouble between two people. It's called also divide and conquer, where one person is played against another person. The narcissist will often go behind the scenes, which happened to me in the past. We had this chat room, and this one lady will go behind the scenes and start saying stuff against another person. She would even sneak into other rooms and watch that person, and then contact me and say, look at this. Look at how they're saying this. Do you see that? Oh my gosh. Can you believe they're being like that? Oh, they act like they're just, all that or whatever. She would say all kinds of stuff to get me to turn against this person. And then she would go to that person and do the same thing to me. My mom once told me, if somebody's going to talk against you and about you to somebody, or somebody's going to talk against or about someone else to you, they're going to be doing the same thing to somebody else about you. She was so right. I've seen that happen more times than not. It has happened to me many times. So that's triangulation. Taking one person, planting seeds of doubt about another person in that person, and starting a fight between those two people. And narcissists do this. Borderlines often do this. Untreated borderlines, untreated narcissists. And it's very bad when it happens. Okay, flying monkeys. Let's talk about this. This has been a term that has come up recently. Flying monkeys. Sorry, I was up very late last night and way into the morning. I did get some hours of sleep, but not nearly as much as I need. Plus, at night, I get yawny. I don't know why. I just do. So, I've never heard this called this, but a flying monkey is called an apath. Now, you might know the word empath. An empath means, thank you, Becky. An empath is somebody that can feel somebody's feelings in a sense. There's different levels of empathy, I think. There are some empaths, and I don't know how legit this is. I really don't understand, like, true empaths that literally absorb people's feelings. That's not me. I'm not like that. I can go through my life and my day after talking to somebody that's going through a hard time and not feel like their problem is my problem. An empath, like a true empath, or what they say they're true empaths, actually feels that pain. Like if somebody's mourning somebody died, that empath will just be bawling their head off like it was somebody that they knew. They may not even know them, but they absorb that energy or that emotion. Like I said, I'm not sure how legit or real that is. I really haven't studied it in depth. I know that I don't do that. My husband says that he feels people's emotions like that and absorbs things. I just don't, and I'm glad I don't, because I wouldn't be able to function. I would probably not work any type of job if I did that, especially not a tutoring job, because I hear some stuff about people that's very sad and heartbreaking. And if I took that on as if it happened to me, I wouldn't have a job, because I would be a basket case curled up in my bed crying all day long. I would imagine it would be very difficult to live like that. And I'm glad that I don't, Okay, so thank you, Nine Angels. Nine Angels is explaining the room rules. I appreciate that. So flying monkeys are apaths. Now, this is not an empath. This is an apath. Different. These are people that will do the narcissist's bidding. And the reason they're called flying monkeys, they will literally, if you ever seen The Wizard of Oz, she had her flying monkeys that would go and like they picked up Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and smashed the Scarecrow all up and hurt the Tin Man and lifted up Dorothy and her dog and dropped her into the witch's lair and all that, and basically did the witch's bidding. Like the witch was kind of like a puppet master. She just said go, and those flying monkeys would go. Same thing with a narcissist. A narcissist, the people, there's a saying that a narcissist does not have friends, they have fans or followers. The flying monkeys are the narcissist's main followers, who, if the narcissist sends them to go do something, spy on people in a room, on whatever, like back in Pale Talk days, the narcissist would send people into rooms incognito or in different names. This is not something new that people change their names and go into live chats. This has been going on for a long time in other chat forums like Yahoo and, like I said, Pale Talk. And I think AOL had a chat room. I'm not sure. I think they did, though. America Online, back in the day, y'all remember America Online. But the flying monkeys will, what is HSP? Highly sensitive person. Yeah, that's like an empath.
Oh, so like me.
Yeah, you can feel the energy of somebody in a room. Yeah, Matthew's like that. And I think a lot of people with Asperger's are HSPs. It would not surprise me in the least, which is probably why a lot of them are very quiet, because they are absorbing all that stuff and they're not probably sure what to do with it. All right. So anyway, oh, I know, Becky, I was so scared of those monkeys when I was younger. Oh my gosh, they terrified me on that Wizard of Oz. And a lot of people think Wizard of Oz has some mixed meanings, but we won't get into that right now. That's probably something One Love could talk about, because she knows a lot of that and she's not afraid to mention that stuff. I don't like getting into talking about a lot of conspiracy stuff, and I believe in it, but I'm not going to go there because those people are powerful and I don't want them coming down on me. So I just steer clear of that topic. All right. So anyway, let's see. And this is usually for like an abusive purpose that they will do the narcissist bidding. You usually see this in like smear campaigns. Yeah, I've heard of that, Nine Angels, as well. And I actually the narcissistic person in my life from the past had a little bit of this HSP as well, believe it or not. She really did, where she could sense, people that were like that just by not shaking their hand, but even just being in their presence. And it's kind of weird. I mean, she definitely had narcissistic ways about her, but she really was an HSP too, which made her even more dangerous, to be honest with you. I didn't think a narcissist could also be HSP. She was HSP, but not empathic, if that makes sense. So she could absorb it and feel it, but she didn't care about it. She didn't care who she was hurting. And that is one of the qualities of a narcissist, is the lack of being empathic towards other people. So you can sense their energy and absorb their energy, but I'm not sure that always means that you act on their behalf because you know how they feel, because she didn't. All right. Anyway, so yes, flying monkeys are used in smear campaigns, and that means speaking against people. We've heard of it called doxing on here, like basically finding people's personal information and posting it all over the internet, finding things about a person's past and posting it in public chat rooms, or making videos about a person, against a person, even making up lies on videos against a person. Back in the day, that was a very popular tactic. People would, if they couldn't find dirt on you, they would create dirt about you. And unfortunately, new people that don't know you don't know you. So they're going to believe what they're told. Human beings, and especially, the people that I know, not people that I love and trust and are my friends, but people that I know of that are new to YouTube, new to Pale Talk, new to Yahoo, it's a brand new thing. They go in a room and hear, oh gosh, did you hear that Mary Smith went to so-and-so's house and that she went in her cupboards and just started going through stuff. And then when she was confronted, she totally denied the whole thing and lied about it. And she's been doing this for years. And before you know it, these people in this room hearing this are believing this, and they're steering clear of Mary Smith, or not Mary Smith, but this person that went to Mary Smith's house. And that it's as simple as that. It's not hard to smear somebody, especially when you have newcomers that don't know that person's character. So flying monkeys will do that. They'll go into rooms, often chat rooms and stuff, and will listen to things about a person, and then they'll go back to a different room and smear that person with that information. And then they'll go back to their leader. That's why you've often heard me tell people, go back to your leader, because I know when there's flying monkeys in here. I know when people come in to start stuff. And, yeah, I know, 9 angels. Anyway, that's what they do. So, and before you know it, your friends are turning against you, your so-called friends. Because to me, a friend doesn't turn against you. They don't believe the lies about you because they know your character. So when somebody comes to them with, oh, did you hear your friend, blah, 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 and you know that person's character, you're going to say, no, that's not them. I know they're not like that. Just like if somebody comes to you and doesn't know something about someone and they say something and you say, wow, well, I happen to know that that person is toxic, so don't go near them, they may or may not believe you, but you know. So that's how it is. Okay. Narcissists are very hypersensitive, not highly sensitive, hypersensitive. Now, because they lack empathy for whatever reason, they can't feel bad about making you feel bad. So they can hurt you, and they have no clue why you're upset. They don't get why you're crying. What's your problem? You're being a big baby. Oh my gosh, you're making a big deal of this. It's not that big of a deal. And they might have said something very cutting to you and hurtful, but they can't understand, why are you acting like this? Why are you reacting that way? And yet, at the same time, narcissists perceive the slightest thing to be injurious to themselves. So, say you say something about, I don't know, let's see. Oh man, I wish I'd stop yawning, but I can't help it. I just do it all the time. A narcissist, they can't stand being criticized or held accountable. If you hear them say something like a cutting remark to somebody, a tactless remark, and you pull them aside and say, hey, why'd you say that to them? What are you talking about? What you just said. What do you mean? What am I talking about? You just said something really mean to that person. Oh, you're just exaggerating. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just joking. Can't you even take a joke? You're so hypersensitive, and they'll project their hypersensitivity and lack of empathy onto you. You just don't like that person. That's why you acted that way when they wanted to call you and you were sick. You didn't take their call, not because you were sick, but because you don't really like them like I do. And you're sitting there thinking, no, it's not me that doesn't like them. It's you that doesn't like them. I'll give you a case in point. Years ago, I had a ministry room online. Yeah, true, 9 angels. I had a ministry room in which I would take people and teach them the Bible and stuff like that and pray with them. But then they would get really clingy, some of them, because there were a lot of codependent and dependent people in our group. And I would kind of back off a little bit, kind of set some boundaries. No, you can't call me all hours of the day because, like, I'm married and I got children and I have a life. And, you can call me at 3 o'clock p.m. We can talk for maybe 15 minutes. Okay? Hi, Mommy Mars. So this person who is the narcissist, she would do the same thing because they mimic. They mock, they mimic, they imitate. She would do the same thing and take people, as we say, under her wing. But when they would start calling her all hours of the day, she would come to me and say, oh, I can't deal with this. They're constantly calling me. What do I need to do? I say, well, you need to set a boundary. I've never set boundaries. I'm not about to start. I know how to manage my relationships. But she would secretly be resenting these people. And then they would, because she and I ran this Bible room together online, she would start projecting onto me about how, well, you're a terrible minister because you resent everybody that you bring close to you. You say you're going to help these people, but you don't have the time of day to help them. And I'd be sitting there thinking, wait a minute, you're the one that doesn't set boundaries and resents these people for calling you. I set boundaries and I do help the people within that time frame. You're the one that refuses to set boundaries. You are the one that resents the people. You're not putting that on me. That's not me, that's you. When you find yourself saying that to yourself, that's not me, that's you that does that, you're probably dealing with someone with some narcissistic traits. Just saying. All right, because that's what they do. They project. And because they lack empathy, they really don't care how callous they're being to somebody and rude and tactless. They really don't care. Yeah, exactly what Becky said there. Okay. Gaslighting. We've heard this term. Let's talk about what gaslighting is. Gaslighting actually came from the movie called Gaslight. And it was about a guy that would sneak up into the home, the top part of this home, and flip the gas light on. So this woman downstairs thought she was going crazy. This light's flickering on and off, but she didn't know he was up there doing it. Meanwhile, he's got all these riches and her jewels and all this stuff stored in this chest up there. And this guy was like really, really greedy and everything. And he's very narcissistic and probably psychopathic, because psychopaths gaslight too. But he was trying to make her think she was going nuts. And I'll never forget the scene in the movie Gaslight. And if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's a very, very old movie. And the guy, oh man, he plants, what does he do? He takes his pocket watch, sticks it in the pocket of his wife's gown that she was wearing to the theater that night. And he's looking all over the house going, I can't find my pocket watch. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. She's like, oh, honey, I don't know. I thought you put it on the dresser the other day. Isn't that, where it is? He's like, no, I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. So they're at the theater and she's really having a good time. She's enjoying it. And they're acting like, like a couple going to the theater. I think he holds her hand or something like that. And he's like all troubled still about his pocket watch, and he's feeling around. She's like, what is it? What is it? He said, I just can't figure out where my pocket watch is. She goes, yeah, I don't know. It was on the dresser or whatever she said. I'm kind of paraphrasing or ad-libbing or whatever, because I don't remember the exact scene. He's like, no, I don't know. I don't know. So he's like, wait a minute, what's that? She's like, what? He goes, in your pocket, in your pocket. So he's like, did you forget? Did you forget you put that in your pocket? He's like, what are you talking about? She pulls it out, and there's his watch. And he gives her this look like, you're sick, you're ill, you're going mental. You don't even remember what you do. And she just starts shaking like, oh my God, oh my God. And it was a series of gaslighting where he kept moving things on her that she had set down and then acting like he didn't know that it was moved because he was the one that moved it. And so he would plant things around the house and then act like he didn't know how they got there, to the point where she thought she was literally going insane. That's called gaslighting. It is a way for somebody to tear somebody down, make them look crazy, and let's see, to deflect responsibility and just destroy somebody, basically. Especially if this person is hooked on the narcissist approval. If they disapprove you, or they can accuse you or suspect you, all the better. All the better. People are not born in this way as gaslighters. It's something that they do to manipulate. And they delight in doing it. They delight in watching you squirm while they do this. I've had that happen to me where people would say I did stuff that I didn't do. And yeah, they just enjoy gloating over how I'm so uneasy about it because I know I didn't say that and I know I didn't do that. And yet you're pointing it out to all these people in this room that, excuse me. Okay, you are definitely one I don't want here. Okay. Basically, you do this kind of stuff where you are planting seeds of doubt in somebody about another person or about a situation or about something that did or did not get done. And that person feels like, oh my gosh, I know that I didn't do that. I know I didn't say that. But yet this person who I trust and I want their acceptance is saying that I did. So maybe there's something to that. Maybe I really did do that. And you start doubting yourself. You're welcome, being real. And by the way, if I sense anybody's in here that has spoken against me or is another one of the flying monkeys, they'll immediately be hidden from the channel and stay hidden. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm done. I'm cutting people off and I'm finished with it. The only people that I want in here are people I trust, people that love me, people that get along, people that follow the rules and understand that there has to be rules, and people that I've built a rapport with or want to build a rapport with. I don't have to have anybody in here I don't want in here, so I'm not going to. This is a decision my husband and I both came to. So that's how it is. So if you find yourself blocked, consider yourself a flying monkey and fly right back on to Oz, up to the wizard or whatever, because you're not welcome here. All right. All right, shame. A narcissist, I always say that a narcissist is allergic to shame. They cannot handle being held accountable. They cannot handle when somebody confronts them about something they did. They cannot handle that. So therefore, what they do is they project that onto another person. What happens is when you confront a narcissist and you say, hey, like I've done with people in my past, you said this thing, you lied about me, you told people this, you're saying that over here, you're doing this over there. First thing they'll do is deny it. I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. And then they'll start acting like the martyr, like, I can't believe you would think that about me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you would say that. We've been friends for so long. How could you? And they'll act like the victim, the martyr. That's what they do. And they will upload that shame onto you. Like, I can't believe this. I trusted you. How could you betray me like this? Oh, yeah, they'll lie under oath in court. Definitely. Yeah, you don't want to go up against a narcissist in court because they're very convincing and they win a lot of the time, most of the time. Unless you got a judge that's used to dealing with people like that. Hey, Grandma Ducky, hey. Yeah. So, anyway, they reroute their shame is what they do. They project their pain onto other people. And they will make them feel like the ones that are guilty. And this makes the narcissist feel a little bit better because it deflects some of the blame onto you, even though you didn't really deserve the blame. If they, in their minds, can make you share the blame and the shame, they'll do it. Because in a narcissist's mind, it's everybody else that's the reason why they are. Yep, reroute the shame. Well, I didn't actually say it. This is research I did today. You just got to go to Wikipedia and Google and all that stuff and get all of this. It's all out there. I'm just dummying it down. Not that you're dumb or anything. They call it dummying it down, making it simple. More like grade level, because that's usually, we're tired people. We work hard during the day. We want it simple. We don't want complicated technical stuff being thrown at us. We want to understand it in layman's terms, practical terms. Okay, so that's what they do with the shame. Yeah, that happens too. I understand that, Nine Angels. All right, so playing the victim. Narcissists go through cycles, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. I think I have more on that a little bit later. They will play the victim. They will go from victim to martyr to hero to savior to punisher to little child. They have all these things they go through the cycle of, and you'll watch it unfold before your very eyes. This person in the past would go from the minister out to save everybody and help everybody and, you know, give really good content to people to apply to their lives. And honestly, I got to tell you, this person was a very good minister. I hung on her every word. She was absolutely amazing. Yeah, chameleons, definitely. But she also had this little part of herself that was kind of like a teenager. I used to call her a bebopper, where she'd just be like, hey, girly, let's have a girly day. You know, she would just like, let's do our nails, let's do our hair. This was a 30-something-year-old woman. Okay, I really do believe she had multiple personalities, and it is not uncommon for narcissists to have DID, dissociative identity disorder, or MPD as they call it. Not uncommon at all. So anyways, yes, different personality. She would have a very business-like personality where she was in charge and the boss and the manager, put everybody, you know, in their place and whatever, make sure everybody's doing what they need to do, micromanaging, basically. But then she would flip into the martyr stance about, I'm so depressed, you know, I don't even know why God put me here, and you're supposed to feel sorry for her. And she would tell me, you can't pull me out of this. I have to come out of it on my own whenever the right time is. You can make me laugh. You can try to do whatever you want, but it's not going to work. I remember when somebody close to her died and I tried to comfort her. She said, you can come over and give me a hug if you want, but I'm not going to feel anything. That's why I got scared when Matthew told me when I hugged him that it feels. I said, how does that feel? It feels like he had no feeling. Like it wasn't a good feeling. It wasn't a bad feeling. It felt, basically. But he didn't know how it felt. Anyways, so yes, you'll notice me deleting people because I know what they're up to. I'm no dummy, and I'm not having them in here. I happen to know that there are some people that are clones and plants in other rooms, and I know who they are. So if I see them come in, they're going to be out quick as they come in. They're not welcome here in my room. I'm being exclusive now on purpose. So I'm going to protect my room. I'm going to have the people in that feel safe here, not the people in that are causing problems. And if they're lurking, stay lurking. Don't come into my room. Don't type in my room, because I know who you are. I know where you hang out, and I will delete you and hide you on my channel. All right. Anyway, back to the conversation. So I like the way this is said. They can't do anything without making themselves look like a victim or a martyr, or being passive aggressive and attacking you. The true secret to engaging with somebody like this is to ignore them. They call it gray stoning them, I believe, or gray rock, not gray stone, sorry. Gray rock, where you go silent so that they don't get any information out of you. They don't get a response out of you. They don't get a rise out of you. So when they text you and try to drag you into, oh, I miss you, and you're my best friend, I'm so sorry this happened. Nope, don't respond, delete, block, do what you can, get them out of your life. Red flags, bam, done. I agree, Hillary, I agree. Okay. Demanding. One thing I have noticed with narcissists is they're very bossy. They can be very cocky, bossy, patronizing, treating you like you're some kind of a moron and you don't know what the heck you're talking about, embarrassing you in front of other people and acting like you're stupid, saying degrading, cutting things to you. They'll tell you, do this now, or do that, or I want to see you do this. No, you don't have to if you choose not to, or call me now. Don't boss me around. You're not my mommy. You're not my boss. You're not my God. And I don't have to listen to you. And a friend doesn't act like that. And this person years ago was very bossy with me. Girly, get me some coffee. Girly, do this. Girly, you going to fold my laundry? You know, like that. And it was very manipulative, very bossy, and very demanding. And they think that you're going to do it just simply because they are who they are. They're all that. And everybody admires them, so why wouldn't you? And then if you dare to have an opposing opinion and have a thought of your own, it's like, oh my God, the puppet talked. They're puppeteers. They don't want their puppets talking and decisions. One love, hi. Hello, hello. Fear-based orders, exactly. We're talking about narcissists today, One Love. Because I think it's timely. Okay. Narcissistic mothers. Let's talk about that a minute, okay? We'll talk about more narcissistic traits in a minute. Narcissistic mothers and parents, or egg donors, sperm donors, as I call them, are very possessive of their children. They're not, oh, look at my son, you know, my daughter. Aren't they beautiful? And look at how they did this paper at school. And like, you know, I was so proud of them. They did so well. And yeah, amazing how the difference in a typical narcissistic egg donor, sperm donor / parent, and I say in quotes because they don't deserve that title, they want to see their child succeed because it makes them look good. It makes them look like the successful parent. And they'll even say stuff like that. Oh, I taught her everything she knows. She's a chip off the old block. Or he's daddy's little guy. He's just like his father. Not other people saying this. The actual parent saying this about the child. So the child feels they're like a performing seal. And they have to always please mom and dad. Now, in my case with this narcissist of the past, this was a minister's child. They grew up having to know all the answers, all the scriptures, never let them see you sweat, never come to church without getting ready to respond if one of our parishioners have a question for you. And this person grew up believing everybody needed answers from them to the point where they lost themselves. Thankfully, I guess they're doing a lot better and they have dealt with a lot of their issues from what I'm told. They even helped run a domestic violence center to help people that were being abused. So I'm pretty pleased to hear that this person actually got a little bit of help and realized some of their flaws. But nonetheless, they're still narcissistic. And the reason I know that is because when they came back into my life and we began discussing things and finding some healing, they all of a sudden cut me off again. Totally cut me off of Facebook entirely. Just blanked me out. Bam. Disappear, and they don't associate with me anymore. So as soon as the healing process was happening and we could have reestablished a relationship, they didn't want one. They basically discarded me. We'll talk about devaluing and discarding in a minute, though. All right, so the main thing about a narcissistic parent, especially mothers, is they are possessive of their children. They act like they own their child. That child is not allowed to individuate. They are not allowed to drive a car a lot of times. They're not allowed to date because it's a threat to the narcissistic egg donor, sperm donor. They cannot stand the fact that their child is becoming independent, and they will do everything they can to thwart that independence and keep putting everything back on themselves. I knew of a situation of a person that had their friend for, it was a dinner or something, and the narcissistic egg donor / quote unquote, very loose quotes, mother made the entire time about themselves. All they did was keep talking to the girl's friends about everything that they had done, everything they were interested in, to the point where that daughter didn't even get a chance to, you know, have any attention from her friends at all. It all went to that so-called grown woman who was acting like worse of a child than her daughter. They're very self-absorbed. They're all about themselves and very grandiose, feeling that, oh, well, these children came over to see me. I love it when you have your friends over because they can't wait to come over to see me. And this is a grown person saying this kind of stuff. Or, oh my gosh, my son, I can't believe he's leaving for college. And they just start doing stuff to trip them up. They won't turn in the paperwork. They won't sign the loans. They won't do stuff so that kid can get out and move on with their life. Because a narcissist needs a mirror. They cannot function without their child, their adult child, whatever. That is their mirror. That is their reflection. And a narcissist has to have a mirror and a reflection because a narcissist is an empty shell of a human being. If they're indeed even human. Some of them are psychopathic and they lack humanness. Some people call them dragons or serpents, serpentile. There's different names for them and stuff because they seem so less than human. Oh, that's good, Becky. All right. Just please know, watch the language that you say, though. That's all I'm asking, please. All right. Say heck instead of the other word. All right. Anyhow, that is a narcissistic parent, and especially the mothers that I've seen. Yeah, they have to hang around with their child and their child's friends. Yeah, exactly. Everything is about, and some people feel, well, you're delusion to spell, or you're like that because you want to hang out with your children and stuff. It's not that I want to hang out with my child's friends. It's that I did a lot of things when my children were growing up, and I miss those times. I miss the laughter. I miss the playing around. And when they become adults, they just really don't need mom anymore. And it's not that you're a narcissist if you feel like you miss your kids and stuff like that. It's if you're trying to possess your children and feel like, especially if they're in a better situation with somebody else than with you, and you resent that because, no, they should be with me where I can tell them what to do, where I can raise them, where I can tell them, what's best for them. Case in point, years ago, the narcissistic situation of this lady that I was with, she had a child who would go and see the narcissist's ex-husband. And the child called her up on the phone when I was there and asked her if she could partake in this get together that the ex-husband and his girlfriend or wife or whatever she was were doing. And the narcissist said to the daughter, well, I don't know. It's up to you. What the heck just happened? What happened to my chat? Is my computer acting up again? Am I here? Ugh. I think I lost my connection. Hey, did you see where I put, hey, am I still here? Type something into the text if you can. Everybody's saying they can see me? That's weird because the chat is not working right now at all. Unable to connect to chat, please try again later. All right. Okay, well then, anyways, I won't try to, what? Okay, so, thank you, honey. So this woman said to her daughter, well, it's up to you what you want to, you make the decision. I can't choose for you. This was an older teenager. She says, okay, well, Mom, I want to do it. She's like, what? She's like, I want to do it. I'm going to stay for the dinner, the situation, the party, whatever it was. She's like, fine. She's like, well, Mom, why are you getting mad? You said it was my choice. She goes, yes, but I can't believe you chose that over what we stand for. She's like, but you told me it was my choice. And the kid was like totally confused. Like, I don't get this. You told me I could do it. Now you're mad at me for making a choice that isn't your choice. And later on, the person came to me and said, do you blame me? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. What do you mean? I said, well, you told her it was her choice what to do. And then you got mad at her when she made the choice. That's called a double bind. You tell her she can do something, but then you make it impossible for her to do it. That's a double bind situation. That's what that is. Well, she got mad at me, of course, because I called her on her stuff. But narcissists do that. They don't like being called on their stuff. Man, I really miss the chat. I don't like not being able to see the chat. Let me try something. Hang on, y'all. Since you can see me anyway. Hold on. I'm going to close the chat room and reopen on StreamYard, I think. No, I won't. I'll reopen in here. I don't want to deal with StreamYard because I can't delete people on there. Okay, hold on. Come back in a minute.